Folks, hello and welcome! This is Week 1 of the PFL! No longer is the Plebs sport empire constrained to the simple world of wrestling entertainment. Now we make our entry, much like another problematic wrestling executive, into the world of American football! I hope that you are all ready, folks, because I am ready to go and ready to introduce the world to the world of Plebs Football League. Welcome to the Plebs Football League, and thank you all for your chats. Already some trash talk from the Poke Locker and Ivy Snore, which I believe your teams will get to settle that in Week 7. But for those of you new to this league, who I have not spoiled on this yet, we will have a look at the schedule for our league. So first off, it is Week 1 of 7. This will be a 7-game regular season. Our amazing league is composed of 8 of the finest teams that you will ever see. Every team will play each other at least once. 2 conferences of 4 teams each, 7 regular season weeks. Whoever stands at the top of their conference, top 2 teams from each conference at the end of the regular season will face each other in the playoffs to see who represents their conference in the Plebs Bowl for the glory, the power, and all of the prestige that comes with it. So, in total, it should be 9 weeks counting playoffs, and I, for one, cannot wait to guide you along this journey. I am Ginger Giant 645, your intrepid commentator, and your gate into this world of plebeian football. I'm so glad to see you all here, and we will get started without further ado pretty soon. So, to go ahead and get things started, we will take our eyes to the schedule. I will be showing this once, and if you miss it, we will be uploading the VOD to YouTube at YouTube/GingerGiant645. At least that is the channel it will be posted at. So an exciting Week 1, we will be starting with a 9 a.m. game between the Missouri Wyverns and the Hype Komodos. That will be our opener. A blazing rivalry game will be up second between the Guadalajara Heat and the Toronto Rush. Our third competition for the night will see the Cruz Azul Cementos playing the Hell Supremos, and we will end the evening with a clash between the Kansas City Cheeseburgers and the Dublin Ogres. So strap in, folks, it's going to be a wonderful series of games, but before we move on to the structure of each conference, I will be giving a bit of a preview of the schedule. So, I will not read all of these games out in sequence. If you would like to mark these down, I will hover on each for about 5 seconds or so before moving on to the next. And if you would like a review of the schedule, you will be able to view it on the VOD that will be posted on YouTube after these proceedings are done. But there are 2 conferences, the American Conference and the Foreign Conference. We will see the makeups of each of those in just a bit. Conference play going to be extremely important because, again, only the top 2 teams from each conference will make it to the playoffs to see who gets to play in the Plebs Bowl. And with that, we are going to take one last look at week number 7, and that will lie at the very end of the season. So, I'm already seeing some Missouri-Guadalajara rivalry there in the chat. You will be able to settle that in week 7. Goal right now is to do this once a week on Saturdays, but, life permitting, we shall see. But we will make the most of this league. And As for the conferences, you can see there the American Conference is made up of the Guadalajara Heat, the Cruz Azul Cementos, the Kansas City Chiefs-Burgers, and the Missouri Wyverns. And our foreign overseas conference is made up of the Hell Supremos, the Hype Komodos, the Dublin Ogres, and the Toronto Rush. It should be a fantastic season, folks, and I cannot wait to get things underway. Already hashtags in the chat. Cannot wait to see how this goes. So without further ado, folks, we are going to get started. Our first game, an absolutely electric matchup between the Missouri Wyverns and the Hype Komodos, and I cannot wait to see how this goes. So, everybody, without further ado, I hope you're ready. It is time for the debut of Plebeian Football! And, of course, my favorite, looking for a game to capture, even though I sorted that out beforehand. Don't you love it, the way that OBS plays? The PFL presents the Hype Komodos versus the Missouri Wyverns. It will be live from the Wyverns Keep, first home stadium to make its way onto these premises. And now we're going to see the matchups. It's going to be a strong contest. It's looking like the offensive edge is going to go to the Wyverns, but on defense, I think it's more of an evened up story. But these matchups are chaotic. The statistics can only tell you so much of how a game is going to go. And today's matchups, we're going to be looking at Hype Cayman, a player I forget the name of in the middle, something head. I believe it's named after some sort of reptile, and Gila Monster, the defensive end. And on the other side, Incineroar, Moltres, and Dragonite, three key players we're going to be looking at in this matchup. So first, we will see which way the coin toss will go. Because we're a professional league, I don't know who called which side, so I guess we'll just figure out when the ref decides to say it. It is heads, which means Missouri will receive. So, Missouri's going to have the first chance to round out some offense, but then the Hype Komodos will get it at the start of the second half. 2-minute quarters for regular season. We will have extended game times for playoffs, but for now, especially these first 7 weeks, it's going to be 2-minute quarters so that all of you can get on with your days. Alright, we're going to see how this opening drive is going to seem. And a reception by Charizard. He's going to come up second and short, but just barely. Alright. And looking at our second play here, it's an attempted pass. It is completed to Let's Go Eevee. Finally brought down by Copperhead. Only took me a little bit to remember his name, but we were a fledgling league. It is only the first season. Ivy Snore saying Dragonite Ignite there in the chat, expressing his love for his Wyverns, and shakes off a tackle. And welcome, Triforce Sniper! Welcome to the proceedings. We are starting our Plebs Football League right now. It is our inaugural game between the Hype Komodos and the Missouri Wyverns. The Wyverns have home field advantage. And the first Wyverns first down. And the reception is completed to Incineroar, but is brought down immediately by Hype Cayman. Seeing on this 2nd and 4, seeing if they'll be able to make it. Another completed pass. They are setting a good rhythm here as Let's Go Eevee makes another reception. A tight end that we may see some action from in this season. It's hard to say because the Wyverns have a fairly competent receiver core. Oh, but then Incineroar diving into the end zone for an 18-yard run into a touchdown. That is the Wyverns' first touchdown of the season. We will have to see if the Hype Komodos can even up the score in just a bit. And they go for the extra point. Almost blocked, but it's let loose, and it's good. So now we'll be seeing if the Hype Komodos can mount a comeback from that. Offense clicked fairly well, wasn't stopped much. Hype Komodos' defense wasn't able to put up too much of a fight. So we will have to see how they do as they go further. Shakes off a tackle. He keeps running. He breaks loose, folks! And Hype Skink with a near 50-yard run, I believe. That is going to put them in very good field position. Hype Komodo lining up. Completed pass to Hype Lizard. Gonna come up second and short, mimicking the Wyverns drive on the last one. Called a gain of 9 on the play. And they're facing a 2nd and 1. Space Marine, do not worry about it. And he's loose! Will he get it? He gets the touchdown! It's Hype Fire Gecko! Immediately evens up the score. And they're going to go for the kick. The smart option, not going for two. And he will go up. It's loose. And it's good. And Space Marine, I would love to be the entertainment for the workout. PokeLocker exclaiming his support for the Hype Komodos, which, to be fair, I think is just support against the Missouri Wyverns. Alright, and Venusaur will take the kick, and he is brought down. Decent run on the play, although that return from Hype Skink put the Hype Komodos in great field position on that last drive. And it is caught by Incineroar, being a menace in this game. Yeah, Triforce, we tried getting a Bass Pro sponsorship, but being a brand new league, they said no. So, it's a shame. Again, the Wyverns continuing to eat up yardage. Incineroar is proving to be a menace on that field. And the snap is loose. Toss to Venusaur. And he will lose yardage on the play. Komodo Dragon with the sack. Space Marine expressing him rooting for the Hype Komodos. Although, Space Marine, objectively, he did start the team. This is not a debate. You did not come up with the Wyverns. Also, they've done better, but they still haven't won, even with you on the team. But this is Plebs football. We will see how these proceedings go compared to the wrestling entertainment that we usually provide. PokeLocker being the first to message anti-rush sentiments. We'll have to see how the Twitter reflects his sentiments when we get to the halftime of the rush game. Already the type of trash talk you come to expect from this type of sport. Ivysaur lining up. He completes the pass to Charizard. Called a completion of 5 yards. And Ivy's support for his Missouri Wyverns is palpable. Oh, watch out! Komodo Dragon trying to take down Ivysaur as he goes for a QB run. Uncharacteristic of him usually, but he picks up some good yardage on that. Wyverns line up. And he will score the touchdown before being forced out. Calling a 1-yard TD for Venusaur. Lining up for the kick. Almost blocked. And it makes its way in. They have left very little time for the Hype Komodos. They have 10 seconds. Based on how many timeouts they have, they may be able to mount something. Especially with the touchback. And they're going to go for it. We'll see what the Hype Komodos can achieve. They only have 10 seconds to work with. They might be able to score a field goal if they can get close enough, but they barely have any time. They have the timeouts, but it may not be enough. Long ball is dropped, and that will be a disappointing end to the half. Impact players of the game, I can't imagine it not being... Oh, it is Incineroar. Yes, his devastating performance as the team's tight end has been something to watch so far. But Hype Fire Gecko also providing some explosive highlights. So we'll have to see how they continue in this game. But let's see what the fans have to say. You know, we've seen them in the chat, but what do they have to say in the digital realm that this enjoys? Davey Totes Fearless, hey, watching this game is torture, and why both team unis so worthless? Well, that's a fine way to be in this fledgling league. Get him out of here. Baker Ryan just woke up. We winning, though. Get that dub, Wyverns, says Baker Ryan. And let's roll Hype. Come on, we can't lose to Missouri and their miserable franchise. I think that is an accurate reflection of what the team believes. So without further ado, we will get back to the game. And the kick. We're going to see a lot of touchbacks in this league, folks. Our kickers are just too powerful for conventional football. But will the Hype Komodos be able to reverse it in the second half? Wyverns did a good job of clock management to not give them the chance. And some good old-fashioned joshing in the chat. At least I choose to believe that's what that is. I'd have to ban you for other things. Hype Skink with an 11-yard reception. They're moving the chains. And as they wind up, hands it off. And calling a gain of 6 for Water Gecko. And Space Marine, I think if anyone gets to make fun of hair, it's not you. Try for Sniper, I believe that. And they line up again. Hype Komodo's trying to ignite this offense, and he drops the pass. They're saying Dratini forced the block there, but he just let go of the block. He just let go of the ball. And as they're winding up, Hype Komodo's looking. And Hype Skink will make the catch. He has been pretty instrumental between his return and a couple receptions in the second half. And he winds up. He's looking. He has time. He's not finding a target. And he completes it to Water Gecko, calling a gain of 5 on the play. And that's going to go nowhere. Zapdos immediately shuts down the run game. And they're going to be back to where they started. This Hype Komodo offense, they're struggling out there. They'll be lucky if they can get the touchdown on this drive. And even if they do, they'll have to get a stop and a touch. Never mind! He breaks loose! And Water Gecko makes a surprise 30-yard run for a touchdown. This game is now back in contention. And it's good. Alright, they barely have any time left, but Missouri does prefer a pass offense. If the Hype Komodos can stop them and even score a field goal, they could take the game. Also, Triforce Sniper, let's calm down. There's not even any robots in this game. That's not until Dublin plays. And he drops it. Uncharacteristic drop. They're saying Hype Croc forced the deflection, but I just saw a fumble. Couple meetings that have been deemed as, quote, too offensive. It's because you put ho in the message. Another deflection from Hype Gator. But I'll allow that one. Both of my mods are absent, it appears. Oh, and calling another first down. This Hype Gecko defense has to do a better job if they're going to prevent it. Look, Pokelocker, I don't make the rules for the robot, which you ironically support. Another catch. This Hype Gecko defense is collapsing. And with them moving down the clock, it's going to be real hard to type that game back in, or to tie that game back up. Move again, go for the run, and it's going to succeed. It looks like he's going to make it. Incineroar earning his paycheck once again. Incineroar, who's been so crucial to this home offense. And they line up for the kick. And it's good. The Hype Komodos have some time to tie this thing up. The only question will be if they're able to secure the touchdown, which is a very uncertain conclusion. Do they go for the field goal to tie this game up and send it to overtime, or do they go for 2 and try to end it with the potential of losing the whole game? But that is assuming they will get the TD. And considering how this Missouri defense is playing, they might not have time. And we have our first accusation of rigging in the chat. It will not be the last. And they will get the first. But again, it's just all a matter of time management at this point. He's looking. He will complete the pass and get the first. That might be their last timeout. And yes, it will be their last timeout. They have half a minute to work with to try to rally this offense to at least tie the game up. He will make the pass, but immediately be brought to the ground. And the Wyverns are succeeding at running out the clock. They're not going to have much time at all. And he dropped it at a crucial moment. Suicune forces that contact and breaks up the pass. This is the Hype Komodo's one last chance to either tie it up or win it. It is down to this drive. There are no other chances. And it is deflected. The Wyverns will secure victory on their first game as Suicune scores their second deflection. And Triforce Sniper, shut up. As this home team revels in the glory of winning their first hard-fought game in Missouri, they will have to see if they can maintain this kind of play as they move forward with more competent defenses. We'll have to see, because the Hype Komodo's defense, it failed them. They couldn't secure a single stop. And now we take it to Veronica K on the ground, saying, your strong performance today helped power this win. How did you stay focused throughout this game? And Incineroar said, there's no let up from us. This team takes every point, every yard personal. Executing on every down is the only way we're going to reach our goal, says the #1 player for the Wyverns today. And before we move on to Game 2 of the evening, let's see what the fans have to say. You gotta be heartbroken over there in Hypeland. Fiona DeWorst Waterbed. Little action from Hype came in on the defensive side today, but managed 2 tackles. That is very true. The defense was not able to keep up. Very few touches for Hype Horned Lizard in this one. Picked up 27 total yards for failed Hype. And finally from Rowboat Sean, Hype looked like garbage. That wasn't the game to lose. And that's going to be highly contentious among the fans. We will have to see how that goes. But folks, that is the outcome of just Game 1. We have 3 left on the evening. And we will have to see how these games go. So, without further ado, Game 2. It is the Guadalajara Heat versus the Toronto Rush. This is going to be a heated game, especially in this chat. A rivalry game so early in these proceedings. And it's going to get ugly there in the chat. Guadalajara enjoying the home field advantage. And now, live from the Poke Locker. Like I said, Guadalajara is enjoying the home field advantage. Being a little presumptuous, saying it doesn't speak to bad franchises when they haven't even played their first game yet. And there we see the offensive and defensive matchups. Guadalajara on defense is going to be a menace to this Toronto offense. But if anyone can do it, it will be the pocket passer. But these teams, By-Tor, Moving Pictures, and Red Barchetta, are the players to look out for in this game. And General Red, Poke Locker, and Mercenary Tau are being picked as the players to look at for this Guadalajara offense. So first we will see who gets first touch. It is Tails. And that means that Guadalajara will receive first, meaning Toronto gets it at the start of the second half. And the kick is up. It is received by Piccolo. And he runs right into a defender. And now this Guadalajara offense, going to see how they can do it on this afternoon. They hand it to Triforce Sniper, the devastating running back, and call it a 6-yard run. Decent run, but not what you look for from a star like this. But he will get the first, it looks like, and he will move the chains. Yeah, Ivy Snore, I bet you're riding high off of that last game. But yeah, I think it's a good lineup today. And they hand it again to Triforce Sniper, trucks a hit, and he will gain 4 yards on the play. That devastating running game is going to be the main way that Guadalajara gains its yards. They're switching it up to the pass. And it will be unsuccessful. Crowd getting a little silent here at the Poke Locker. And that's going to go nowhere. Cygnus X1 putting a stop to the run game. That stop could be huge. It is 4th down, but you got to wonder how that's going to affect Sniper's confidence as we go throughout this game. Space Marine, I thought you were on the treadmill. Oh, and Rutsy gets a lane right through the center, and he gets a huge run. Second quarter, that was a huge debut play from the rush. Will they be able to keep up that kind of yardage? Oh, and they are not able to break up the pass. Geddy Lee will make the reception. Poke Locker, before you say anything, I actually made the teams more even between last time and now. And that'll be a touchdown from Geddy Lee. He'll line up for a 2-point conversion, and they will not be able to stop it as Xanadu makes the catch. Also, Triforce Sniper, you are on the heat. You scored 3 runs. And Piccolo fighting his way through. And they line up. Hands it off to Triforce Sniper. Called a gain of 5 on the play. Well, for feeling like crap, he picked up a ton of yards. That was a 33-yard run. They'll snap the ball. And that'll be a pass to Son Goku. He's going to pick up the first with a 24-yard reception. And that'll be a touchdown for Raccoon. Only a 2-yard reception, but that's all it takes. Guadalajara's going to have to watch out, though. Will they make it? No, it is stopped by Working Man. They went for the 2, and they're going to pay for it. And the kickoff has gone up. That'll be a touchback. Guadalajara's got to be careful. Toronto gets possession at the start of next half. They could end up with a 2-touchdown deficit with a 2-point conversion on top of that. That would leave them in a very bad position in this initial football game. And Geddy Lee with a 30-yard catch. Their offense is clicking. The pass-first offense is enjoying some pretty unprecedented success today. And Rutsey with another big run. This Rush offense is on fire right now. They only have to stop him for 18 seconds, but I don't know if this Guadalajara defense is going to manage it the way that they're playing. And he will shrug it off. Rutsey with another touchdown. And this one's going to get ugly. Man, this Guadalajara defense was one of the better ones in the league going into the season, but they are not performing up to any standard, it looks like. There's a definite funk on that bench out there. You have to wonder if a talk from their coach is going to make them shape up or not, but the way that they're playing, this is not going to work out. Oh, and a fumble! They're going to turn it over! Oh my god, this one is getting out of hand! This is not the performance that this Guadalajara squad wanted to get out to today. You gotta feel for their fans, and they're gonna get the third two-point conversion in a row. Well, the impact players of the game, Rutsey, the running back for the Rush, and Pokelocker's going to get the player of the game for quarterback on the other side, but this game is looking terrible for the Heat so far. We'll see what their fans have to say, but I kind of got the feeling that we know what they're going to be saying at this point in the game. At Rush Grandma, just saw your post, been thinking about you ever since. Please message me, okay? Yep, that tracks. Bow down to Rush. We got this Rush. Loving my guys right now. Keep them fired up, coach. And that's going to fire up some people in the chat. And Shifty Nicky saying, Guadalajara, this straight trash. We're going to have to see if they can shape up the game from this point on, but this point margin is not what they were looking at, and Toronto's going to get possession again. This offense is not clicking. You gotta wonder if they're gonna step up any passes to Prince Vegeta. I don't know if he's gotten any passes so far this game. And that'll be another completed reception to Geddy Lee. And he's got 4 receptions for 106 yards in the afternoon. He'll be brought down, but not before getting another first. They have to be able to stop this Toronto offense. So, Pokelocker, just to be super honest. And it's intercepted! Space Marine 2112 has been picked off. So yeah, what I was going to say right before that is, yeah, Pokelocker, I literally left Guadalajara alone and just made the Rush and Wyverns a little worse to balance the league out a bit, just stat-wise. But it goes to show you, you can never guess how it's going to go. That is a 16-yard catch from Demon Piccolo. That might be the shot in the arm that this team needed. It's still going to be an uphill climb. And despite triple coverage, Goku is going to catch the pass. Also, I'm sure most of you are occupied, but I am on the Plebs Discord if anyone wants to hop on co-commentary, but that is purely up to you. But anyone can hop in. We love to have people here on the network. And Triforce Sniper eats up most of the field with a 61-yard run. This team is finally clicking. The only question will be, with 1 quarter left to go, will it be enough? And that will be an immediate Raccoon touchdown. That is the second of the afternoon. This offense is starting to click. We'll have to see if the defense can step up. And they go for the extra point. Try for Sniper, it's fine. That's why I said if anyone wants to. Yeah, I'm sure snoring would help the ambiance of this football commentary. And finally, Rutsy is brought down. Good lord. Normally, Rutsy's a speed back, but it's taking so much just to put him down. 24-13. Will this... And a fumble! This game is now in question! Ups and downs. This could actually be in contention. Only 1 minute, 40 seconds left in this quarter. Can they do it? And Vegeta takes off! And they will not catch him in time. It is a Guadalajara touchdown. The comeback could be starting. They line up for the extra point. It's good. If they can secure another stop, they might have this game. It's going to be a tough battle, though. 4-point margin. And he ducks the defender before being brought down at their own 22, I believe I saw. It'll be the 26-yard line. It's a one-touchdown game. 1 minute 20 left. This is the kind of action that you come to this league for. He's looking to pass. Thought for sure that might be intercepted. He will get the second down. So, not quite past that line yet. Guadalajara, you have to believe they're going to fight to win this game. They were down 24-6, and they have slashed that lead to a one-touchdown margin. And unbelievably, it will be caught by Pert. This home crowd's got to be feeling the pressure of this situation. They are within one touchdown, and it will be incomplete. Down to the second down. Less than 1 minute left to go in the game. He's looking. He's got time. And it will be completed to Pert again. He is taking this team away from the one touchdown margin. We'll have to see if he can bring them out of it. He's looking. Another interception! That is his second today! Question is, will they make it? They have half a minute, and it is tipped! Cinderella Man coming in clutch for this rush defense. To have the second game of the season be this dramatic. You have to wonder how stuff like this comes to be. And he dropped it! It says deflected by Analog Kid, but that looked like he just dropped it. 2 downs left, 20 seconds to go. You have to wonder, can they physically make this? And he has nothing but room. Piccolo eats up the yardage. That's a 44-yard catch and run. 2 seconds left on the clock. This is the final drive of the game. Can they make it is the question. They're going to go for the long ball. Can the rush stop them? He's looking. He's looking. It is caught. Will he get it? He did get it! Guadalajara will take it in the last 2 seconds! What a dramatic game. It was 24-6. Instead, the final score will be 27-24. That is one of the most amazing, sensational games this commentator has seen, of all 2 of them. But what a battle of wills. As the Heat take the field, there's the Poke Walker standing triumphant. Sitting triumphant. A reporter on the ground saying, Poke, congratulations on a really great performance out there. How are you able to keep your focus? That is a good question with how this game was going. Him saying his guys are always going to be 100% locked in the entire game. Getting outworked is not in their DNA. The first half, I think, begs to speak otherwise. This commentator, that second half performance was phenomenal. But that first half, nothing was working. Well, we'll have to see what their fans have to say about it before we move on to Game 3. someone not even worth reading. We will move on from this. And some millennial kid, or kid who wishes he was a millennial, not worth reading again. Red getting smoked in coverage like always. Rush fans still talking trash, even with their performance there. Well, I have to say, I think this image says it all right here. And with that, we're going to move on to the third matchup of the night. It'll be the Cruz Azul Cementos versus the Hell Supremos. We will have to see how the blue and red match up against each other. But yeah, what a game, and only in week 1. I agree, Ivy Snore. Good grief. Still a close game. And here we are live from Estadio Olimpico. It is the Hell Supremos versus the Cruz Azul Cementos. It is a foreign division matchup. Actually, no, Cruz Azul's an American division. Never mind. Helps if I know the format of my own league. And here we have a look at the matchups here. Main thing to keep out for is that Hell defense can be absolutely murderous. But Humko is one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the entire league. So we will have to see how this goes. Lou, Boo, Richard, and George III on defense, all looking to make their presence known. Meanwhile, Mamoru Takamura, Humko, and Aaron Yeager looking to make an impact on their sides of the ball in this contest. A reminder that this team is brought to you by Cruz Azul Cement. If you ever have your cement laying needs, turn to Cruz Azul, aka Blue Cross, for your needs. Cruz Azul will kick first, meaning that Cruz Azul will get possession of the ball at the start of the second half. We will start with Hell, the Supremos, being in possession at the start. And that will be caught by Humberto Black, and he is not brought down. Watch out! He will almost spring loose, but that is a great run back on the first kick of the game. And they line up. Hands it off. It'll be Satan brought down by Captain Tsubasa. Despite the fact that American football teams don't really have captains, but who cares? Oh, and another run. They are eating up yardage. Watch out, Cruz Azul. Another mammoth run from Satan. He is making his presence known here. Alright, they're going to have to make the stop. They have not managed to thus far. And they're going to run to the side, and I think he's got it. That will be another run. And a touchdown for El Supremo. It was a QB run. First blood has been drawn by the Hell Supremos. And they're going to go for the kick. And it is blocked! Cruz Azul will stop them in their tracks. Takashi Sendo with the blocked kick. So now all Cruz Azul has to do is score a touchdown and make the extra point, and they could take the lead here. But that Hell defense can be a hell of a thing to overcome. Pun fully intended. Rock Lee will run for 32 yards before being stopped by Attila the Hun. Snap to Humko. He's looking. And he thinks he sees the target. It is passed to Rock Lee. Called a 20-yard catch on the play. As to whether he's taken the weights off, who knows. Cruz Azul is lined up. And Humko will snap it to Chad. Called a gain of 5. And that's a pretty good run from Ichigo. We'll have to see where they ended up. Almost achieved the first, but it's a 3rd and 1. And it will be an outside pitch to Ichigo. He jukes a defender, tries to juke another, but he will gain the first with his 4-yard run. Trying to get any sort of mobility, but those defenders are brutal that play for Hell. So far, home teams are 2-0 on the night. And watch out! Humko is broken loose, and there he proves that deadly mobility. 37-yard run for a touchdown. If they're able to make this kick, they could tie the game up. If it is blocked, then they have achieved only tying up the game. And they have let the kick loose, and it is good. They have taken the lead. And Hell's got to be feeling the pressure here. They have about 1 minute and 20 seconds to get the touchdown advantage before Cruz Azul gets possession at the start of the second half. And brought down, Killua Zoldyck saying no to Humko Black. And they line up. El Supremo, the leader of this Hell squad. And he'll make a pass in triple coverage to Evil Giant. Called a gain of 9 on the play there, 2nd and inches. And it will be carried by Wahuan. Called a gain of 7, they will score the first down. And it is snapped. And it will be a run from Satan, and he is shut down this time. Last play was a 5-yard run. How many did he gain on that play? And it was a gain of 5, yes. Man, Wahuan, again, breaking through those lines. He has proven to be a reliable first down weapon for this Hell offense. Again, sense of urgency here. About 43 seconds left. If they don't score before the start of the second half, Cruz Azul will have the opportunity to gain a 2-score advantage. Or at least, extra point score advantage. Ivy Snore saying that the cement team needs to build a wall from that quality cement that they've got. And watch out, it is a long reception to Evil Giant. And they are lined up. They may get it. They only have 5 seconds left, but they have not been stopped. And Cruz Azul might make the stop. No, they will have to make the stop one more time. They did it that play. And they're lining up for the field goal to maintain the advantage. And it is blocked! The line collapses, and they cannot maintain it. Impact players of the game so far, Humko being the mobile quarterback, and El Supremo, it is a battle of the QBs in this contest. Alright, we'll have to see what the Twitter fans from Hell will have to say about the proceedings so far. Looks like we're taking some time to get those messages in. Right now, it's looking like Evil Giant has the most receptions on the afternoon. Or no, it is, yes, Evil Giant. And have the fans sent in anything? There we go. Someone saying a very vague message that of a favorite flavor. Cementos Football Club. For real, Terrible used to work at the... Ivan the Terrible used to work at this burger place, apparently. Genghis Khan making critical stops at this point. And that is some of the comments from our fans. Some very weird individuals in social media here today. And Cruz Azul will get possession at the start of the second half. Hell not able to pull away with the score advantage that they wanted heading into this half. And Humko completes a pass, and Chad almost breaks through, but not able to break through that second defender. And they line up in formation. Oh, and a nice handoff again to Chad. He will move the chains. And don't worry, folks, if you're wondering about overall stats for the week, we will be looking those up once our series of games are done. And Humko is springing loose. Will they block for him? They do manage to. I think he got the first. Yes, he did. And they line up again. He will toss it off to Ichigo. And he's past the defender. He's going to eat up some yardage. A great 27-yard run. Now he has 3 attempts in the afternoon for 35 yards. And he will spring himself loose, opened up the run. That will be his 2nd rushing touchdown on the afternoon. Humko is putting up more rushing yards than passing yards, I'm almost sure. And they will go for the extra point. Almost blocked as it then sails through the uprights. That could have gotten ugly. Still, Hell is only 1 touchdown and 2-yard conversion, or 2-point conversion, from tying this game up completely. And Humko Black will be brought down by the Shield Hero. And this Hell offense, only 2 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They will have this in the 4th to try to even things up. And Wahuan trying to truck it, brought down by Levi Ackerman. And we are now at the 4th quarter. They have 2 minutes left to try to win this thing and turn it around. And they will make the pass to Joe Buck. Called a 15-yard reception on the play. Pocket Locker, I don't know. And it will be caught off the deflection by Evil Giant. Called a touchdown. 54 yards. But Pocket Locker, I'm assuming if it ties, it'll go to overtime. And yeah, they have to go for 2 to tie this thing up. Will they be able to stop them? They will! It is stopped by Killua Zoldyck. And that might be the nail in the coffin, but it's still only a field goal margin, even though the Cruz Azul defense has been brutal for kicks. The Hell team may be able to take the ball and score a field goal. We'll just have to see how this game goes. A reminder that the Rush Guadalajara game went from 24-6 to a 27-24 victory. So anything can happen in one of these games, and that was only in basically 1/2 of play. Humko will spring loose. He's got blockers following him. He may be able to eat up yardage. He is gaining the field. He is sprung loose, but not before eating up 68 yards on that run. And he is undoubtedly the MVP of this game so far. He hands it to Chad, not quite able to make it in. 6-yard run, not quite able to come in. And they line up. Will they QB run it, or will he go for the pass? It's such a double threat with this team. He'll pitch it, and it will be stopped by Cao Cao. It is now at the 3rd down. They have the opportunity to put this game away completely if they can put it together on this one. Not able to do it. The run in the middle stopped again by the same player. Do they go for it is the question. Yes, they will. Lobs it up, and it is good. Hitsugaya will make the touchdown. And this game may be out of reach. Almost blocked again, and it is through the uprights. Unfortunately for Bird, the score is 12-21. It is not 21-12. Just ended up on opposite sides of the ball today. And yes, with 21 seconds, you have to assume this game is out of reach, as, barring a catastrophic fumble. Watch out, Wahuan sprung loose! And they will not stop him! 75-yard run! And now the game's in striking distance, and yeah, they're going to go for 2. And they will get it! It's within a 1-point margin! but it will not be enough. A closer game than I'm sure the Cruz Azul home crowd was wanting is a 21-20 victory. Such dramatic fashion for this week 1. Turns out the Missouri Geckos game, that's been the least exciting game so far. And there lies their quarterback, but you have to wonder how that could have gone. Our reporter asking Humko on the ground, with an important win and his impact today, does he feel that him and his team are getting the respect that they deserve? And his comments were, respect has to be earned, so he gets it, no big deal. As long as he has faith in his brothers, things will work themselves out exactly how they were meant to be. A surprising show of faith from their quarterback with 4 rushes and 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. That is amazing for his inaugural week. And before we move on to the final game of the night, folks, we will see what the public has to say about this. It just may take a bit for their messages to come in. Get him out of the chat. Humko saying he is hungry, brother. Maybe wanting some oats. And Mayor of Cruz Azul tweeting, closer than I wanted, but I wanted a W. That is very true. And somebody who's not even interested in the sport trying to message about it. Alright, well, with that, we have seen Cruz Azul hunger for more success and more oats, and now it is time for a game near and dear to my heart, but I will try to remain professional. It is time for Kansas City to have the home advantage. It is the Kansas City Cheeseburgers versus the Dublin Ogres, with Kansas City holding the home advantage. I hope you're ready, folks. This is the last game of Week 1 for the PFL. And you'll have to get used to that looking for a game to capture thing, because OBS does not like it so far. And live from the Burger Shack in Kansas City, it will be the Dublin Ogres versus the Kansas City Cheeseburgers, and we will have to see how this goes. I hope you're not hungry, folks, because this will be the most food-laden pool of players that you will see in any week, unless these two play each other in the playoffs. And in fact, that would only happen in the Plebs Bowl if it does happen, because they are in different conferences. Ivy Snore messaging out, Food Wars! Food Wars! And on the Dublin side, it'll be potato skins, Texas fries, and mashed potatoes looking to establish themselves. Meanwhile, that Kansas City team will be looking to prop up boneless wings, BK chicken fries, and chicken quesadilla. And they both gather in the middle of the field. We will see how this lands. Heads, which I believe means that Kansas City will receive. Yes, it does. And Dublin lines up to kick it. And this Kansas City home crowd is going to be brutal. The Chiefs fans are some of the loudest in the league. Also, to all the people watching this, even though most of it's just friends that already know this, but you can also find quality Twitch content at twitch.tv/IvySnore, that's IVYSNOR, and twitch.tv/HolyCheems, which is HOLYCHEEMS. Call it a first down, a 22-yard catch by BK Whopper. And you're welcome. I like to plug my friend's stuff. Take that line out of context. You won't. He will be brought down before he can get the first. And it is snapped to Cheems. He's looking. He's looking. Tried to scramble. He will be brought down by Baked Potato. Ivy Snore, you with your lewd emotes in the chat. James is looking again. Bit of a hiccup on the footage there, but it is caught by BK Whopper. He will move the chains with a 30-yard reception. This Dublin defense, a mix of success and failure so far on this first drive. Brought down, not before scarfing up 7 yards. And the Kansas City offense lines up. And it's a bit of a preview in the season. Oh, and it is caught by Big Mac, who makes the touchdown. And Kansas City will take first blood in this matchup. Now, will they go for 2? They will go for the field goal. It's up, and it's good. But, folks, keep your eyes on that schedule. We will be previewing Week 2 before we leave off for tonight. But if you want to catch some Missouri matchup, then you can look forward to the Kansas City team playing the Missouri Wyverns in Week 5. So, Week 5, we will see a matchup of Missouri teams. PokeLocker expressing some disappointment with the Ogres. We will see how this game goes. There's been a lot of ups and downs today, and watch out, Brown Russet is loose. The star running back for the Ogres, one of their best players, and he is swarmed by Kansas City defensemen after making a 58-yard run. Ivy saying Wyverns like to eat burgers. I thought you would have said Wyverns like to cook them. And once again, QB run is shut down. Ginger Giant and Holy Teams having no luck on the QB run so far in this contest. And they line up. And a huge catch by Gingerbot. That's a 12-yard pass. PokeLocker asking, have my baby Brown Russet. And he will have the first down. He trucks a tackle, and he will get his first rushing touchdown of the season. Must have been PokeLocker's encouragement that caught him to have that good of a performance. They line up for the field goal, and it's good. It's now tied 7-7. Ivy Snore potentially converting to the religion of PokeLocker. It's a dangerous road, my friend, but you do what you will. And Quarter Pounder is brought down by Tater Tot. It's really making me want some Sonic specifically. Ball is snapped. And unbelievably long ball made to McDouble. That's a 32-yard catch. And this Kansas City offense is clicking on passing. I have a feeling it's going to end up being a contest of the pass game versus the running game between these two teams. And we'll have to see which one comes up on top. And you have to imagine that Space Marine has to be shaking his head at some of the speak going on in chat right now. An attempted run, and Quarter Pounder will get the first down with a 5-yard run. Kansas City lines up. They snap it, and they will toss it. Quarter Pounder aiming for another run, called a gain of 4. Kansas City saying a pretty good rhythm of grinding down that defense like cheap hamburger, but also establishing the passing game. And watch out, he's got room to run. Missed tackle, and that will be a touchdown for Quarter Pounder, fittingly only leaving 25 seconds on the clock. This could be ugly for the Ogres. They will get possession at the start of the second half, but if they can't do anything on this very limited time frame that they've got to work with, they may not be able to close the distance. Yeah, Ivy, I would ask him that. I'm not too sure about that. And Russet choosing to run into a defenseman. Interesting strategy. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him. Oh, watch out. Russet has sprung loose. He's got blockers and he's got room to run. Will he tie up the game before the end of the half? No, he will not. But not before scarfing up 74 yards. What a run, but unfortunately, it's not enough to tie up the game. Impact players of the game, it has to be Russet at this point, yes. With 3 rushes for 150 yards, that's an average of 50 yards a play and 1 touchdown. But Quarter Pounder also acquitting himself well for the Kansas City offense. And yes, Ivy, they just ran out of clock. That did not end up the way that they wanted. Well, we'll have to see how these Dublin fans acquit themselves. We'll see if any of these tweets from our intrepid fans have anything to do with the game. Ogres would get absolutely trashed against San Francisco. Well, that might be true if we had a San Francisco team, but who knows? Ogres lovers cannot stop crying about last year confirmed. Well, Perfect Meatball, I don't know how you figure that, because this is the first year. Nugget making them pay today with 3 tackles. Kansas City Grandma, that's the first actual worthwhile tweet we've had this game. And now Dublin's going to get possession. This is going to end up coming down to timing, I think. If Kansas City wins, it will mean that every single home team won today. If Kansas City loses, they will be the only team to lose at home. And yes, Ivy Snore, you read that correctly. Kansas City Grandma. Yes, Pokelocker, the Ogres were the national champions of the Irish branch of American football. Not much competition, though, in that regard, I hate to say. And that's a deflection. Would have been a good long ball, but he is not able to come up with it. It is tossed to Russet. Will he be able to use what he's been given? And he will scarf up a good chunk of the field. A missed tackle will mean that he gets 39 yards. That's 4 rushes for 189 yards. He's almost ran the length of 2 football fields so far in this contest. They line up. Ginger's looking. And it is intercepted! Who got it? I believe it was Chicken Fries. That is Ginger Giant's first interception. That is not what this Dublin team hoped to see. Oh, and that is a shirked tackle. That combination of giving up the ball and that defensive failure could cost this team dearly. It is not looking good for this Dublin defense. And it is a sack! Mashed Potatoes gets him 10 yards behind the line. It is 2nd and 20. After allowing a huge run, the defense trying to make a name for themselves, and it is pitched to the outside. They go for a running play. Missed tackle. It is Quarter Pounder on the run. And they'll bring him down before he makes the touchdown. But this defense giving up too many plays. That 10-yard sack for nothing. Kansas City lining up. They'll go for the pass. And it will lead nowhere. It is stopped for a 3-yard loss. Man, teams having a tough time on the road. Only one, well, and 2 of them came close. The Rush and the, and Hell came close, but not able to come up with it. And that'll be a touchdown. Kansas City will be up 21-7 if they make this kick. And the kick is blocked! We'll see if it's a case of too little, too late. They have 2 minutes to make this comeback work. Dublin had the chance to tie up the game. They were not able to do it. And now they're looking at 2 minutes to try to get a touchdown, a turnover, and another touchdown. And for once, the passing game working a bit. Baby Red with a 15-yard catch. Will they change up the game plan? An interception is not what you want when you're looking to change to a passing game, especially when Brown Russet has been putting up such good numbers, but just can't get the touchdowns out of it. It's down to 1:20. This Dublin squad is going to be pressed for time. Another big throw to... Was that Brown Russet on a catch as a receiver? Only 1:13 left to make 2 scores without giving up another one. And Russet through the defender. He could do it. He will have his 2nd touchdown. 5 runs, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns. What a dominant performance for a team that's struggling in this contest. And they line up for the kick. Almost blocked. It's through the uprights. It's a one-touchdown game. Gotta wonder if Kansas City is feeling nervous with that turn of events. They still have the advantage, and Dublin hasn't managed to stop them yet. And Quarter Pounder will be brought down. 53 seconds left. To win, Dublin has to score a turnover and a touchdown. It is unlikely, but technically possible, but not giving up runs like that. But Butterburger will gain a ton of yards on that play. And Dublin, this defense is just not getting it done today. Kansas City with 155 passing yards today. And it is tipped, not intercepted, but Potato Skins will deflect it. And with only half a minute left, it's looking like Kansas City is going to be able to run down the clock. Passes. And he will get it. Butterburger proving to be the one that will put this game out of reach in the second half. And that will be the ball game. Quarter Pounder with a 23-yard run, devastating 7 attempts for 162 yards. And they will go for 2. Oh, they're going to remember this in Dublin. You have to wonder how those fans are feeling. And there's Russett. You have to wonder if he's been enraged by that show. And he'll nearly truck 3 runners before this game is over. And Kansas City secures the victory, but social media is lighting up with several upset fans over that 2-point conversion. Do we have a villain for the league that's not the Hell Team? And Quarter Pounder with his devastating performance. What a day. Our reporter is saying, Quarter, as always, it was a really entertaining game to watch. How was he able to keep his focus? Locked in, down to the final whistle. A singular goal, and the entire team is bought in. They don't take plays off. Definitely sounds like Cheem's team culture. Alright, well, with some final messages from the fans, we will have to see what they have to say before we move on to just the week's summary. And it's someone talking about hot dogs. Moving on. Dublin fans trying to avoid anything but talking about the game. Cheem's burgers were tough. Imagine getting blown out. We'll have to see how that confidence carries them in future weeks. Ogres for Eternity brought to you by the Imperial Seasoning Conglomerate. More food-related talk. We'll have to see how that goes. Well, folks, that was week 1 of the PFL. We will try to have week 2 1 week from today, January 10th, 2026, same time of 6:30. We will try to have the follow-up, but before we move on, we are going to see what the league leaders are in each category. For passing, wow, the Hype Komodo actually took the top spot, and Humko at the bottom, but only because of his absolutely insane amount of rushing yards. So Hype Komodo and Space Marine at the top of the passing charts, with Cheems in 3rd place. For receiving, Geddy Lee with the most dominant performance, Butterburger right below him, and Cineroar actually in 3rd place, even with his dominating game. For rushing, let's see, did Humko make the... No, he did not make the cut! That's unbelievable! I wonder if it's because he's a quarterback, but his amount of rushing yards was crazy. Triforce Sniper, the #1 rusher for the week. Below him, Quarter Pounder, and below him, Brown Russet. On defense, Tater Tot and Baked Potato, both for Dublin, despite their performance. That's surprising to see. Benito Mussolini, well, no one had any kick returns, so no one really. Yeah, no kicks in any of the games, so nothing for that. And for punting, Apul with his 1 punt for Guadalajara. And we will have to see, maybe under records. Let's see. For rushing, Yeah, nothing for hum code. That is crazy. Well, we all saw that performance, though. We don't need it on some sort of record sheet to know what this was. But folks, thank you for coming out. That was an absolutely dynamite series of games. We will be uploading the VOD to the Ginger Giant 645 YouTube channel shortly. So if you missed anything, you can catch it there. Thank you to all of our fans for coming out. We will have action of this caliber next week. I hope to have someone on for co-commentary at some point. I don't care if you feel bad at it. Just anything always helps out the show. But thank you all. What a series of games. Space Marine saying you'll get them next week. That is the nature of this league. That's just week 1. Just a reminder, Alabama got its ass handed to it in week 1 in college football before dominating the rest of the season, before absolutely getting crushed by Indiana in the playoffs. Anything can happen. Anything will happen. We will see how this league goes. But folks, this is your host, Ginger Giant, signing off, and thanking you for making it out to week 1 of the Plebs Football League. God bless, and have a good night.